Welcome back to another weigh-in video. If it is your first time here, my name is Beck. Thank you so much for joining me. So, in response to last week's video, I was absolutely blown away by all of the amazing comments. Thank you so much, not just for taking the time out of your day to comment on my video, but for all of the amazing support. There was honestly so much, and it definitely spurred me on. I mean, I was kind of in the right mindset anyway, and it was about time that I did something because obviously things spiraled out of control, as I did go into a bit of detail about it last week. So I'm not going to rake over that again, but back on calorie counting, back using the lovely Nutracheck app, which it's been a little bit of a while since I was using it, so it did take a little bit of time to get back into just the habit of using it again, as with everything. But what I want to just touch on is when you're doing something like this, you're always looking for ideas, tips, little hints that will help you along the way, and just a few things that have helped me. That's what I want to touch on today. So a few things that have helped me. First of all, I want to say, and this is going to sound so obvious because it is obvious, making your food on a smaller plate. That's all I've been doing, and both Jeff and I have been doing that. And I think it just, the mentality is your plate is full when it's a smaller plate, or when your plate is a bigger plate, obviously you can fit more on there. So something that is so simple, but for us, it's working because obviously our minds are telling us that we've got a plate full of food, and it's not a huge plate full of food, it's just a normal size one, like a tea plate kind. Not a tea plate, but like the in-between size ones, you know what I mean? Anyway, the other thing is, don't eat until your plate is empty, eat until you're full. That's another thing. So in the past, I think my whole mindset from when I was young has been the same, and that is to clear all the food that is on your plate. And it's just something I have always done because we don't like to waste food. But in truth, I think a lot of the time that I'm eating the food that is on my plate, I could have stopped a little while before. It might sometimes have only been like a mouthful before, or it might have been like half of the plate. But that is what I'm training myself to do now. Not training, but kind of. And just telling myself just to eat until I am full. Because I think the long and the short of it is, I want to be a blessing to the children, to my children, and not a burden. So if this, and I think this is what is spurring me on, is the fact that it's not just for my benefit. I'm doing it for my family as well. Obviously, there are benefits to me getting healthier, because just obviously by me being healthier, then it's going to make my body healthier, my heart healthier, and that is a win. So what other things? And I've been saying this to Jeff all week, and I think he just laughs at me, but chewing slowly, because I know it was just one day I was sat there, I was eating my breakfast, and it was almost like I was in a race to finish the food, and I'm not in a race at all. I'm never in a rush that much that I need to be going somewhere and eating my food that quickly. And I thought, why am I chewing my food so fast? So this was over Christmas, and I thought, chew it slowly, and that way you're savouring your food. But in my mind, I think what happens is that food then is taking longer to reach your stomach. Therefore, it's got more time to build up, and it's making you fuller, slower. If I'm making any sense. I don't actually know if this is true. I don't know whether it has any bearing. So yeah, you're savouring your food, and in my head, whether it's right or wrong, I don't know, but I think it kind of makes sense that it takes longer to hit your stomach, and that way, when it's building up faster, slower, I don't even know. Anyway, I'm not a doctor, I'm not a nutritionalist, but I think that helps. So that's what I've been doing. Chewing my food slowly. Didn't actually meal plan. I mean, I don't know, the weekends just disappear. We have the baby on a Sunday, who is gorgeous, by the way. And talking about being organised, meal planning, which I haven't done. Went to the shops today. Actually bought the baby's first birthday card because it said to our granddaughter, or my granddaughter, or whatever it is 1. And I thought, I'm going to be organised. Probably will lose it by the time it's her birthday in July. No, I won't. So that has helped me massively. Chewing slowly on a smaller plate, not just eating everything for the sake of it. And I haven't meal planned, but we've kind of discussed the night before what we're having the next day, which, even though it's not written down, it is preparing. So it makes a massive difference. It makes a big difference to me. I've upped my fruit intake. I've also increased my drink intake, mostly squash or water, because I've kind of, did I tell you this last week? I've gone off the taste of coffee and tea. Now and again, I'll fancy a cup of tea, but most of the time I will have a hot squash or just a normal glass of squash or water. And obviously, if I'm having something to eat, I try and have a little drink beforehand, because that as well helps to make me a little bit fuller. And I think that's all I can think of for now. If I do think of anything else, then I will definitely mention it. But so far so good. Still sending my Nutracheck screen recordings to my friend, because what I do is just screen record it, send it to her the day after so that she knows that I'm within my calories. I get hers and she does her steps. But my watch is broken. Well, it hasn't actually broken. It works, but it needs a software update. Every time I try to do that, it hasn't worked. So then it tells me my memory is low and it doesn't work at all. It just goes blank. So I haven't got a watch tidy at the moment. The other thing that has helped me, and I can't keep an eye on my steps, but at lunchtime, instead of just chilling or making my lunch or whatever, I will try and have my food prepared and then do a little walking workout at lunchtime. I mean, I probably could go for a walk, but the convenience for me, just doing it indoors, there's nobody in the house most of the time anyway, so I'll just chuck a little walking workout on and do that for probably 20 minutes, because I do need time to eat my food as well. And then back to work, which is really, it has made me a little bit more active. I feel that much better, because just when you're working from home and you've got that sitting down job, it can get a little bit just uncomfortable, because you just sat there all day, every day. And obviously I can't do anything about it because it's my work. I did talk about getting a little walking pad and a rising, lowering desk, and that is definitely on the agenda, but a holiday came first. Because we need these life experiences, don't we? Little city break booked for the beginning of February, off to Prague, a little bit excited, but I do love just to enjoy the time we've got, because I said to Jeff, life, and I say this all the time, I do say this all the time, if you are new here, my little motto is everyone's motto, it should be, it probably is life really is too short. You do not know what's around the corner, and you've got to make the most of every single day, and that's how things should be. So we booked a little holiday, a little breakaway, and we're off to Prague. I don't know whether I've already told you this, but if I have, apologies. And that is not next weekend, the weekend after. So something to look forward to, and I would like to lose a little bit more weight by then, because of the whole seatbelt on the aeroplane thing that happened the last time. So if I can drop a few more pounds by then, I know it's not far away, but I'm gonna keep this up. So my aim this week is to keep going as I have been, because I've been staying within my calories, to increase my activity levels, to just either go out for a walk, do more walking workouts before work, after work, just whatever, dancing in the kitchen, I really don't care. Just get up and about and do something. And also, I was going to say something that I can't remember now. Doesn't matter. That's probably the only things I need to do. Increase my activity and get my food on point, and then I'll be fine. So this week, I mean, I told you I lost a pound last week. This week was slightly better, and I lost 1.5 pounds. So as I sit here and I edit my video, it actually wasn't 1.5 pounds, it was another £1. But we move. I'm not going to dwell on that. I'm not sure why I thought it was 1.5 pounds. I was convinced it was 1.6, not 1.0. But not a problem. We're just going to try extra hard this week. And back to the video. So I probably will share with you. I haven't decided while I'm recording this whether I'm going to put my little screen thing that I used to, because it is a little bit embarrassing being the weight that I am at the moment and putting yourself out there. But I think, do you know what, if I'm going to do it, I'm going to do it properly. And it's quite obvious that I'm not a small person. So I think I've kind of convinced myself, while I've just literally thought about it then, that I am going to share it with you. And I lost 1.5 pounds. To be exact, it was 1.6, but obviously you can't do the 1.6. So this is what I weigh now, and I can't remember exactly what it is, but I think it was 20 stone, I want to say 7, which is quite large. Yeah, so there we are. I've put myself out there again, and I think the important thing to realise and to know is that I'm doing something about it, and that is the absolute main thing. So 20.5 stone. I was at my heaviest 21 stone 5, which is why I thought, oh shit, I need to do something fast. But obviously I'm taking the scenic route, because for me, this is what works. I'm not the sort of person that ends up losing £7 in a week. I know I'm not. So 1.5 pounds will do me. Thank you very much. So that's £2.5 in total since I started 2 weeks ago. And I hope wherever you are, you're having a good week. And let me know if you're doing anything, if you're just watching because you're like maintaining or whatever, then I am really interested. And I'm going to end this video here, edit it ready for tomorrow, and go and reply to the rest of my comments, because they really did blow me away from last week. Have an amazing week, whatever it is you are doing, whatever you decide you're doing this week. That doesn't make any sense, but you know what I mean. And I will see you in the next one. Thank you so much for watching.